Long, long ago, in a quiet little town nestled among rolling hills, there was a secret that only children could see. At the very edge of the playground, tucked away behind the branches of a tall, wise oak tree, a lantern would begin to glow softly every night, just as the sun dipped below the horizon. It was known as the Lantern of Lost Answers. This lantern wasn't like any other light. It didn't shine just to brighten the dark or chase away shadows. Its purpose was far more special. It shone to guide children who were searching for wisdom, for answers to the big questions that fluttered in their young hearts. But the lantern had one very important rule. It would only help those who chose the path of honesty and patience, rejecting the temptation of easy shortcuts. One warm evening, as dusk settled over the town, three friends, Emma, Daniel, and Sofia, were playing a lively game of hide-and-seek. As the last rays of sunlight painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, they noticed the lantern glowing brighter than they had ever seen it before. Its golden light seemed to shimmer and dance, like 1,000 tiny fireflies gathered in one magical spot. Emma, her eyes wide with wonder, whispered, "Do you see that?" "It looks like something out of a fairy tale." Daniel, always curious, nodded in agreement. "Maybe it can answer our questions. I've always wondered why the stars twinkle so far away." Sofia, her heart full of warmth, smiled and said, "Let's go closer and see." Hand in hand, the three friends tiptoed toward the ancient oak tree. The air grew still and quiet, filled with a sense of gentle magic. As they reached out and their small fingers touched the lantern's cool, smooth handle, a voice floated out, as soft and gentle as the evening wind. It said, "I am the Lantern of Lost Answers. I can guide you to wisdom, but remember, only those who walk with integrity and truth in their hearts will find what they truly seek." The children looked at each other, their faces illuminated by the lantern's golden glow. They all had so many questions, so many things they yearned to understand. Emma wanted to learn how to be brave, how to face her fears without trembling. Daniel wanted to know the secret to solving the tricky puzzles at school that always seemed just out of reach. And Sofia, kind-hearted Sofia, wanted to know how to show kindness, even when others were not kind in return. They each held a question that was uniquely theirs. The lantern seemed to sense their thoughts, and it glowed even brighter. It's like pulsing with a warm, encouraging energy. It spoke again, its voice weaving through the twilight air. "Your answers are not given. They are discovered. They are hidden along the path of choices that lies before you. You must walk this path together, as friends. But be warned along the way, shortcuts will appear, tempting you with an easier journey. If you take them, the answers you seek will fade away like mist in the morning sun." With hearts full of hope and a little bit of nervous excitement, the children began their journey. The lantern's light cast a golden trail before them, illuminating a path lined with silver stones that sparkled and winked under its glow. The path stretched into the woods, leading them away from the familiar playground and into the unknown. Before long, they arrived at a fork in the road. One path was long and winding, disappearing into the dark woods. The other was short, straight, and looked much, much easier. Daniel, who was often impatient, pointed to the shorter route. "Look, that path looks so much faster. We'll find our answers in no time if we take it." But as he spoke, the lantern in their hands began to dim, its bright, confident light shrinking until it was just a faint, flickering flame. Emma quickly shook her head, her voice firm. "No, Daniel. Remember what the lantern said. Shortcuts make the answers disappear." Sofia reached out and gently took both of their hands, her touch reassuring. "Let's stay true to the path. We can walk the long road together. It might be harder, but we'll have each other." Agreeing, they turned and chose the winding road. It was not an easy journey. The path was challenging. They had to climb over small, mossy hills that tested their strength and carefully cross tiny, babbling streams that tested their balance. But with every step they took, they discovered something new. Along the way, they found clues that the lantern's light revealed. They found a single, perfect feather lying on a stone, and as Emma picked it up, she felt a surge of courage, learning that bravery wasn't about having no fear, but about moving forward despite it. Further on, they discovered a complex puzzle carved into the bark of an old tree. As Daniel patiently studied it, he realized that the solution wasn't found by rushing, but by taking his time and thinking steadily. Then they came across a beautiful, delicate flower that was blooming brightly in a shady spot where the sun barely reached. It taught Sofia that kindness is a strength and shines most powerfully when it is given to those who are in the dark and need it most. With every step they took and every challenge they overcame together, they gained a piece of wisdom. And with every piece of wisdom they found, the lantern glowed brighter and stronger, its warm light guiding them onward, gently and faithfully. At long last, after what felt like a lifetime of adventure, they reached the end of the winding path. They stood in a small, peaceful clearing, and the lantern's light filled the entire space with a brilliant, celebratory glow. Its gentle voice spoke one final time, its words echoing with the wisdom they had earned. "Emma," it said, "bravery is not about never being afraid. It is about walking forward even when fear whispers in your ear. Daniel, puzzles are solved not by rushing to the end, but by enjoying the journey of steady, careful thought. And Sofia, kindness is a gift that is strongest and most meaningful when it is given to those who need it most, without expecting anything in return." The children's hearts swelled with a profound and quiet joy. They looked at each other and smiled, understanding everything so much more clearly now. They realized the lantern had given them something far more valuable than simple answers. It had shown them the quiet, steady power of integrity. By choosing the honest path, the harder path, over the easy shortcut, they had found a deep and lasting wisdom that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. As their understanding dawned, the lantern's glow began to soften, to fade, but not in a sad way. It faded like a beautiful dream ending softly at sunrise, leaving behind a precious memory that they knew would never be lost or forgotten. Emma, Daniel, and Sofia walked home together under a sky full of twinkling stars. They were tired, but their hearts were full. They carried the lessons of the lantern not in their hands, but deep within their hearts. And though the lantern of lost answers was hidden from sight once again, they knew its magic was real. They knew it would shine again for other children who were brave and patient enough to choose the right path. That night, as they lay in their beds, tucked in and safe, they whispered to each other across the quiet rooms, "We will always remember the lantern of lost answers and far away." In the secret place behind the old oak tree, the lantern gave one last, soft glow. As if to say goodnight, it settled into silence, waiting patiently for the next dreamer, the next seeker of wisdom. So children, always be honest and patient. Shortcuts may look easy, but they can lead to sadness in the future. This was MoonLesson. We hope this story brought a little magic to your night. Sweet dreams, little dreamers, and thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. Until next time.